All right, here we are back again. This is my soldering 101. If you need tips on soldering, I am the guy to go to. Now, your bottom vertical joint, sorry, this guy right here, hardest joint to make look neat because your solder can drip and go down. How do we avoid that? Put a wet rag here because we do have threads, camera to here, threads on this joint that we don't want to burn out. Okay, so I would go 10 seconds on one side, 5 seconds on the other side. When that solder starts to steam, pretty much at the point where we're ready to go, because I don't want to sit here for 10 years with my solder. So the point to get it not to drip is wipe it in. Okay, here we go. We wiped it in. Wiped it in. Wiped it in. And don't go too crazy because we still have this vertical joint to solder. This upper vertical joint. And this joint will drip down. Oh, there's a drip. But yeah, this joint will drip down and come down into this one here. And that's it. Now, yeah, we had a little drip on the top one, but the point of the video is to show you how not to get a drip on the second one, on the lower joint. So you wipe it in, wipe it in, wipe it in, then do the top one because heat rises, and then you fill that one in. And a lot of times, if you overheat this solder will drip down and come down through this lower joint. So yeah, we got a nice cap on the top. We got a nice joint on the bottom. And last but not least, you leave it for a second and you get a rag and you wipe it. Okay? And I use the dry rag first, of course. Okay? And the wet rag that I have at the bottom, I will quench the thirst of my joint. Okay. Now, take a look at this. Okay. Look at that upper joint. Nice cap, right? Look at that lower joint. Beautiful, right? No drips. No drips. Okay. And that's what you want. You don't see it dripping all the way down, looking like a slop fest, you know? So, I mean, look at it, right? Yeah, that's some old stuff, but look at that. That's what you want. When you take a step back, you look, you say, wow, that guy actually has some pride in his work. That's it right there. Little soldering 101. How to make that joint not drip. And yeah, I would say hopefully it doesn't leak, but yeah, we should be all right. Another tip is if you're in a tight place, make sure you have one of these so you can see the back of your joint. And as you can see there, the back of my joint is not that good. So we're going to touch that up. Hold that. That is the point. You know, you got to make sure. It's better to take a little bit more time in the beginning than take too much time in the end and you got to reheat a tank. Take stuff off and no. There we go. Winning. Beautiful. See, now, I don't care how I look here. What I care about is results and giving good information so somebody else won't have failures, right? So Oh, I thought it was good. But as soon as I brought out the tool and I checked, it wasn't that good. So now I could check again and I could see that it's perfect, exactly how we want it. All right? All the way around, beautiful. That's what we want. So you got the right tools for the job, the right routine, then we're cool with that. And you know what? While we're at it, we'll do the next one. Okay? And I don't know if you guys saw, I did put this guy over the vent hood because we don't want any solder dropping down into that thing there. Because we don't want no problems, right? So we're going to do this joint as well while we're at it. And hopefully we won't have to touch it up. Okay? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. But you're not, here I come. That's the hide and seek for my daughter. So you heat up both sides, nice and hot. And the solder travels where your flame goes. So I could technically go right here, and the solder should go to the back. Oh, we had a drip. Okay, I'll go to the top. It's nice. Oh, it's a beauty. No, we're not going to be too cocky on the second one. Give it a little touch where it's got to be. A little touch where it's got to be. Great. And that wasn't a drip from my joint. That was just the solder that actually fell. So, forgive me on that one. So, we got a good one there. Okay, we let that seal there for a sec. You know, dry it up. Okay. Quench that thirst. See, the first video was on how not to get a drip. The second one was on how to get a drip. No, I'm joking. That was just doing it, getting her done. But yeah, we got a little drip on the second one. Whatever. You know, it's not like I dripped the hell out of it, right? It wasn't dripping too hard like Gunna and Lil Baby. But yeah. We got a little drip on that side, but end of the day, you know, I mean, look at it. That's a nice seal there. You know, that's nice. You know, yeah, I got a little drip there, but hey, that's pretty good, I'd say. And of course, this one, flawless, baby. Soldering 101, baby. And you got that nice cap. We don't got to worry about leaks, you know. You got to worry about leaks. That's nice and sealed. That's signed, sealed, and delivered, baby. I'm yours.